Yo, what's good? What's good? Y'all know it's your boy City Gadz Muziq. You know what I'm saying? I'm back again with another beat breakdown video of how I made this Javo Donn type beat called Shh. Y'all already know what's up. Y'all already know who Javo Donn is. Trap dancehall artist, you know what I'm saying? Popping with a lot of dope songs, especially the song that he dropped recently called Nothing Stop. Y'all need to go check that shit out. That shit dope. Y'all already know what I'm saying. So cut the intro short, not gonna go too much. I'm just gonna go straight into the beat, let y'all hear what I got so far, then I'll go through the breakdown, let y'all know what's up.
City Gadz. Purchase your tracks today. City Gadz.
Alright, excuse me, pardon that crackling sound. You know, my sounds be on some high end type of stuff. But I need to do an upgrade on my PC. I already know what it is. Alright, so I'm just gonna get straight into it and do my sound breakdown and all that stuff. So let's get straight to it. So my first sound right here is the dark. It's called the Dark Soul Bell from Nexus. And this the melody right here. As you can see, it's not really much. You know what I'm saying? It's not much. I had a piano to this first. This was a piano melody. You know what I'm saying? And I switched the sound and switched it over to the Dark Soul from my Playo Beats Trap kit. You know what I'm saying? I always be using that kit because it got great sounds. Um, what it actually sound like before I added all these other stuff to it, it sound like this. That's what it sound like. But you know, after a while, I added my shaper box. The first shaper box I added was this one right here, some rhythm thing. But in the background, it had all these different stuff in the background, so I added that to it first. And then I just added another shaper box to it, slow it down a little bit. On each of these, I just messed around with the high, low, mid, pit, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? To get that kind of slow vibe with it, like a halftime type of feel. And then I added parametric EQ to, you know what I'm saying, cut out some of the bass sound out of it. And that's just basically for that one. The second one, I used the bell 6 a.m. Same chord progression, melody, and everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's basically the same thing over. I just copied, you know, it's like go over here and drag the mixing states right here and dragged it over to the bell. And it's just basically the same thing. So this right here is the 6 a.m. bell from the same Playo Beats preset pack right there. So that's basically it for that one. My bass, you know what I'm saying? This bass right here, this bass is from Serum, not Serum, Silent. The bass right here, filtered saw. Yeah, this way sound like, and added these are the things out here. I'm gonna explain how these slides work with the bass and the plugin. All right, so how that work with the slide? I just go over to the plugin and I activated this portamento right here and set it to slide, and then I just move the knob over to the right for a little bit, and then once you do that, everything's gonna be sliding and stuff like that. You just add your notes and just give you a slide effect. You know what I'm saying? Not every plugin has that type of tool with it, but Silent does have that type of setting. So I must go here to my snare. So my snares are always just the same regular thing. I don't go too much crazy with the snare. The snare is not where I go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just the same basic snare. I don't really go too crazy with the snares like I used to because I don't know what I'm saying. Make it simple. So this is the effects right here I got from the right here, extentation drum kit right here. Sorry, extentation drum kit right here. I just added reverb to it. So add that reverb to it, give it that vibe. So once you hear that in the beat, especially the intro. I think you hear it in the intro, bro, right here.
City.
You know what I'm saying? So you hear that in the intro and stuff like that. Um, the clap, the clap is the same as the snare. I just copied it, but put it on a different sound, and I make some adjustments to the volume. So you give the like a clap snare clap type of vibe, but it makes it sound more full. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can do that to make your sounds unique, make it different. Add, you can add other stuff to it. You can add a stomp snare. I never tried a stomp snare before, but that's just an open idea. I did a snare kick snare type of stuff. You have other different effects you can add to your snares to make it sound good, but gotta be careful how you do it so you don't mess up the whole beat. This is just a Vox I got from one of my plugins, not plugins, one of the drum kits I have. You know what I'm saying? And then I got a kick. My kick patterns are always different. You know what I'm saying? I always try to make sure they have a little space in between, not too jumbled, not too much. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give space for the snare and the other instruments and other sounds to work. And then if you listen to the kick and the vocal, because the kick and the vocal kind of have a similar pattern together. I'm gonna play it so you can hear it. You know what I'm saying? It kind of have a similar um, pattern together, so I just use that. You know what I'm saying? And just make it happen. Southside Bell. Hold on. Basically that. And I snare roll right here. I created a snare roll myself. You know what I'm saying? I always got some different types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then boom. Added that to it. Piano bass. It's really good to add piano bass to these types of instrumental. Makes it sound more full and it carries off more of that dark trap vibe. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is wrong with trap music. Take note of that. Nothing is wrong with trap music. Everybody got a different ear to music that they like. You know what I'm saying? So once this is there, and I have that right here. And I mixed it with the 808 too, so it's gonna have that vibe. Let me cut this out. You know what I'm saying? Sound good, sound good. Now, next one right to my 808. Now, this 808 right here the name is right there. It's the it's the miraculous, something like miraculous beats trap 808. All right, so I have this request from Gennaro. He's a music producer as well. He's the one that made a few beats for Alkaline and stuff like that. You can check his page out on Instagram and stuff like that. He got a YouTube channel as well. This 808 pattern right here, I'll be very like creative. I got creative with my 808 pattern. So like, you to create the 808 pattern, you have to create the bounce with the drums. Some people create the 808 pattern before the kick and all that, but I like doing the kicks first because it helps me be creative with my 808s. It also helps with the melody because the melody bounce, because melodies do have bounce. A lot of people don't really know that, but melodies do have bounce. Once you made your kick or your drum pattern off the melody bounce, you're good to go. So when you add in your 808, you know how to get creative on where you place your notes and slides and effects and stuff like that. So I'm gonna play the 808 so y'all can hear it. Then I explain how everything come together and intact. Hold on. All right, so this right here and this right here is the same thing. I just one is at a higher octave, and one is just at a lower octave. Sounds good, you know. Say if I play, say for example, I play the 808, right, by itself with the vocal right here, and then I add the kick to it. So with that being said, with the 808 right here, you have your kicks placed, but then again, in the spaces right here, because remember this one is a part of the pattern as well with the kick. You know what I'm saying? So with that, you can just bring it up to a higher octave, and then you get that bounce rate as well. So in order to get these slide notes right here, you activate the slide icon right here, and then you just place that stuff like that. So this right here is basically the same D right here. I just bring it up an octave and activate the slide on this. So it's when it slides to this, it goes right back down to the next note that's in the same next note that would be coming next on the 808 pattern to match the melody. That would be A sharp. So it's like a slide note too. And then you want to add a different variation changes to it. So when it goes back down to D, you want to give a different vibe because you don't want it to stay the same. You want it to have that different type of feel. You know what I'm saying? So you get creative at the other end. You know what I'm saying? So this D right here is the same as this D that was right here because it sounds good when I bring the D up an octave, right? Activate the slide to it so it can slide to A sharp. So I did the same thing at A sharp to slide it right back down to the same D that's right here. So right here is the same D at a lower octave and a D at a higher octave. So you can follow the same notes if you're 808 pattern. You ain't gotta go too much or go too crazy. It's the same over here. You know what I'm saying? And right here, A sharp, lower octave, A sharp, higher octave up here. It's the same way how I do it. And at the end, A sharp. I just did right here with the same thing. Bring the notes up and then add a slide in the middle to give it that bounce with the kick. So if I took the slide out, right, it's gonna sound like this. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't sound too bad, but I needed to add that spice to the end because you know what I'm saying. It's gonna go over to a different sound, different vibe, different melodies, different this and stuff like that. So I have to add it to, you know what I'm saying? Throw the bounce in because right here at this end of this bar section right here, because the whole everything right is an 8 bar. Right at the end of this 4 bar right here, it has this type of ending. And I don't want to add the same thing. So over here, I just made it a little different. You know what I'm saying? So with that song that Skipper did, that's called Naughty. It's basically the same or similar way how you do your 808, but you're not going to have it running long as how I have my 80s. You're going to cut it short like that. You know what I'm saying? So when it hits, it's going to cut short. You know what I'm saying? You can hit it short. You know what I'm saying? Cut it short, cut them short. The 808s are just cut short so it doesn't run too long. That's just basically what they're doing. So if I have my 808s cut short like this, right, and I play it with even the piano right here and snares and stuff like that. All right, let me remove the bass. Doesn't sound too good, right? Because cutting the 808 short is not fit for this type of that like this specific beat with a type of sound and stuff like that. Not every beat that you make, you can always cut them short. You know what I'm saying? You can't always do that. Some beats it will sound good when you're making it. Some it won't. In the beat that I made called Triple Mill, if you listen to that beat, some of the 808s are cut short with the bounce. It's all comes down to the bounce and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go too crazy with stuff like that. So it's basically similar to how that 808 is sounding the song that Skipper did call Naughty. So it's kind of similar to how they did that. 808s kind of have a similar sound as well. You know what I'm saying? So next thing, I got the hi hats right here. And before I go any further, I'll probably do a full 808 tutorial as well on my next video, hopefully. So right here is just the hi hat pattern. Hold on, I keep having on that. So if you notice, not what the hell? I might be twisting up and shit like that. If you notice, when I create my hi hat patterns, they always have a bounce along with the chord progression, melody, and stuff like that. I don't be running my hi hats all the way out and just do it now. I just have everything with the bounce. That's how I create my thing. If you listen keenly and listen to the bounce. You know what I'm saying? So it all comes down to the melody bounce. How you create your melody. Like, do not neglect the fact that when you create your melodies, that's just it. The melody is literally the main thing for everything for the whole beat. You can create your bass pattern, 808 pattern, drum pattern, snare pattern, kick pattern, whatever pattern you need to create. You can create a pattern from the melody that you create. You just gotta always know that. Don't ignore that. And I know a lot of people won't tell you that sauce. Well, that's one of the sauce y'all need to actually know. Whenever you're creating your beats, when you're making your melodies, instrumental or whatever, always make sure you take notes from your main melody, because that's where everything is. That's where the sauce is. That's how I create my bass. That's how I create my 808 pattern. That's how I create my drums. It's based off of what you create in your melody, because your melody gotta have that balance. And you don't have to have your melody sounding the same or too straight. You just add effects to it and just make it sound good. If you want me to make an effects pack for you for whenever you make your dark melodies or whatever, if you want me to make a custom effects pack for you, you can hit me up. If you want me to, well, I'll probably drop another effects pack with different effect styles and stuff like that. But you already know how it is. So basically, that's just it for this video. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all like it. Please remember to subscribe, hit that like button. You already know how it is. City Gadz Muziq. You know, I'm out.